Now, what do you do when your kids look you right in the eye and just say, no way, I am not doing what you say, you cannot make me, and what's more, I'll whip your butt if you don't like it? Do you retaliate? Do you discipline? How do you do it? Brenda says her husband Jim does it all wrong when punishing her 3 sons, even though they punch holes in the wall, physically attack the entire family, and even go as far as leaving home and not returning until days later. I don't care. I'll do what I want when I want, and there's nothing you can do about it. Take a look.
Our household is completely out of control.
Disciplining the boys has been a big challenge from the beginning. As their stepdad, I became the bad cop.
You're not obeying the rules of the house.
I despise my stepdad, Jim, because he starts fights and we end up getting punished for them.
I think Jim's punishments are usually unfair. He will walk around the house and look for things to punish the boys for, like cleaning the room, or did you bring your schoolwork home? We have such gigantic problems with the boys' behavior that focusing on these little infractions is just not productive.
He grounded us from the washer and dryer one time so we couldn't wash our clothes. He turns our hot water off when we try and take showers.
He did break my guitar in half.
Your punishments are ridiculous.
You're not allowed to use this computer until you do your homework.
It's to do my homework, you idiot.
If you try to punish the boys, they simply defy you. They do as they please, when they please.
We retaliate by not coming home at night until 9 o'clock, sometimes not coming home at all.
You just don't even call about coming home or anything.
No, I've learned that doesn't matter. When Jim punishes us, we're not allowed to eat food.
The kitchen's not open 24/7. Excuse me.
That's not what Joel says.
Brenda!
When I fight with Jim, I say the most extreme, violent things. You're a fat ass. Why don't you join a dating service for gay men? I say that stuff to Jim because I want to cut him really deep so he is scarred.
Jim is a bully because he'll instigate fights and he'll push us around.
Oh, do you see that?
Oh, how'd you do that?
Oh, because a 240-pound fat ass.
No, did you punch me in the gut?
He's really trying to start a fight right now.
My greatest fear is that Hayden will be raised in this violent atmosphere and that it's going to affect him and his brothers forever.
You forever.
I've just actually ignored a lot of behavior because it was too difficult to deal with. What am I going to do? They're not going to mind me anyway.
I don't feel that my mom would punish us if it weren't for Jim.
It's frustrating to me because I feel that Brenda should be the disciplinarian, and I should just be around to help and almost be the nice guy.
Can you not hit me, please? I feel that I probably am reaping the consequences of not disciplining the boys over the years.
God, you're such a bad mom.
I would not put it past one of them to shoot us in our sleep. Get your butt downstairs. Get!
Stop touching me. He's allowed to
Get downstairs!
Brenda, don't touch him.
Jim, okay, then what am I gonna do? My parenting philosophy has always been that kids will raise themselves. Unfortunately, I'm finding out I think it was greatly mistaken.
Don't leave, Brenda.
God, yeah, I hate all of you.
I don't know what to say. I'm sitting here with 2 adults that are engaging, inciting, involving themselves in that. What are you thinking?
I don't know what to say either. I mean, it's disgusting and horrible.
What do you say about this? You're the stepdad.
I get threatened almost every day and defied to my face for simple requests. And that's one of the reasons it's gotten so out of control.
But why are you engaging on that level?
We are on the verge of disaster.
The cops have been called every month at least once.
They have 2 charges against them: assault when the 3 boys jumped Jim, and then trespassing. All 3 boys took off and ran away for 4 nights.
I don't feel like I should be locked up because we would stick up for ourselves.
We're going to court for assault on Jim.
Things are obviously at a crisis level. The police have intervened, and I'm not sure what the outcome's going to be.
I'm trying to figure out what you think is so funny about it, Colby. Seriously.
I just think the whole thing is so ridiculous.
The 3 of them don't really take responsibility for much of anything, so it could just be a day to miss school for them. We just got out of court. The good news is that there's a protection order protecting Jim against any intimidation or actual violence.
We are not allowed to harass Jim or talk to him, which is a little ridiculous because he is completely belligerent and harasses us.
During court, my mom and Jim were totally manipulative. They think that we're the problem when in actuality we're half the problem and that they need to take responsibility for themselves.
As long as they are together, the family is in trouble, the marriage is in trouble, we are in trouble.
Well, the boys were subpoenaed for trespassing and being violent towards their stepfather, Jim. Now, the judge issued a temporary protection order against the boys. So, what do you guys think about that? You got hauled into court, and the judge said what? What's your understanding of what the judge told you?
Well, I guess he just told us that we need to chill out.
What's your big problem with Jim? Any of the three of you, go ahead.
Instigating.
You're Dustin, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Instigating and then us getting in trouble and him switching this situation with like manipulation into us being bad kids and not him.
Do you think his punishment is inappropriate?
Completely. He's banned us from food, trying to take our toilet paper away, and took us, like for a week we couldn't take showers because he turned off the hot water.
Whose guitar did he break?
His.
That was mine.
What happened?
Well, he told me not to say the word, and I felt like being mean, and so I kept saying it, and he started hitting on the ground, then eventually the neck broke off, and it was broken.
So you broke his guitar in half?
I told
and
him
your theory was?
I told him if he used that language in the house anymore, he would never see his guitar again. So he had a clear warning, and I also bought the guitar for him.
Jim has it out for me because I'm the leader of the twins. It's kind of like a little civil war.
Get out of my face. I don't need to get out of your face. I can do anything I want, Cole. No, you can't. It's my house.
The only kid Jim cares about is his son Aiden, and that's because he's his own flesh and blood.
I feel that Jim's the one at fault.
To tell you the truth, I really wouldn't care if I never saw him ever again.
We're here with Brenda and Jim, who are constantly at war with Brenda's kids, Colton, Austin, and Dustin. Look, this ain't the Brady Bunch. That's all I can tell you. This has gone way, way in the wrong direction. Now, you guys know that what we're showing here is not the worst of the worst, correct?
No.
So this is not a misrepresentation or an exaggeration of what's going on in that house.
Well, I think it is a misrepresentation. It's completely biased against us, and
it's completely biased against you guys. Okay, let's take a look at this.
Yeah, we're not sure yet. Really?
Get him off me, Colby's.
I mean, come on, you guys are out of control. You're violent, right?
Yes.
You're violent with each other.
We're violent.
You're
Push
violent
to
with your
women.
mother. You're violent with your stepfather.
Dr. Phil, they're violent with Hayden.
Yeah, we've seen that as well. And he's beginning to be violent with you guys. Do you worry that this is affecting your mother in an adverse way? That it's hurting her feelings?
It's hurting us way more than it's hurting her.
I cannot agree with you more. Tell me what you mean.
Like emotionally, mentally, like you just saw Hayden, that's hurting him way more than it's hurting them.
This crap that you call a parenting philosophy about kids will raise themselves, you got to check out on that and plug into saying, I have to be the CEO of this family. Are you willing to say, I admit what I'm doing is not working. I will abandon that and start parenting as adults. Are you willing to do that?
Absolutely.
Are you willing to take the training, take the counseling, and do the job?
Absolutely 100%.
Now, Judge Michael Cicconetti is a well-known controversial judge. He's come up with a unique type of punishment. He calls it creative punishment, but others say, no, it's just wrong.
I've been a judge for almost 14 years, and the most effective punishments are those that fit the crime and teach the offender a lesson they'll never forget.
My court is a people's court. Every day I see 40, 50, 60 people. Every day brings a new adventure. When I first went on the bench, I saw people that would commit one offense. They might be fined for 2 or 3 more months, come back again, and it would repeat and repeat and repeat. There had to be a better way. I had one case with a couple, and they had defaced a statue of baby Jesus at one of the churches. I said, let's have them walk from the scene of the crime to the police department and then make a general apology with the donkey and then the billboard type sign on it. Sending young people to jail oftentimes has a reverse effect. And it becomes a status symbol. But let that same young, impressionable individual be humiliated a little bit, boy, his friends are not going to be high-fiving him. Oftentimes, victims don't get their chance in the court to get their vengeance. So here's your opportunity. I'm going to give you that chance. Nothing in this world is 100%. But with the success rate that we've had, it's amazing. It's a lesson. And you hope that it's a lifelong lesson.
Now, Judge Cicconetti has been the judge of municipal court for 14 years. Okay, so you had two teens that put 666 on a nativity scene. So you had them lead a donkey through the streets with a sign that says, "Sorry for the jackass offense." You had teens that flattened the school bus tires, so you had them throw a picnic for the school children.
These boys let the air out of the school buses. They had to call school off that day. And I tell them, you are not going to deny these little kids their school picnic.
So instead of sitting in a jail cell or doing some probation and going to see somebody, you had them do something relevant to their offense. They make good.
Well, it was relevant because they wrote out the invitations, they paid for the picnic, they supervised the picnic, they served the food at the picnic, and you know what? Everybody had a great time. Those kids are off to college. They have never been back.
All of our mental health programs end up having more and more people coming in with trauma at the hands of humiliation. When you do this creative type of justice, the problem is that it's just going to make the behavior show up in different ways. So Judge Cicconetti may never see that person again, but mental health programs will see that person, other judges may see that person, or unfortunately, the morgue may see that person.
Not everyone sees eye to eye when it comes to what makes a punishment wrong. Now, Carol McKinley Alvarez is the divisional director of the Youth Mental Health Program and all senior services at Family Service Agency in San Francisco. She says Judge Cicconetti's creative punishments should be called wrongful punishments because they do more to harm the individual than they do to help them and move them on. I don't think I agree with you.
Well, and that's okay. I think that one of the things that I applaud Judge Cicconetti for doing is thinking outside the box and really trying to individualize the punishment. But the issue here is that humiliation is not the way that you deter behavior. What really needs to be looked at is why are they doing it in the first place?
Okay, but is that the judge's job?
Well, if we're looking at the fact that he does not want to have this person back in his court again, then it is.
Is that your job?
Well, you know, she's right in some regard. There are times on that bench where I have to be, and I don't mean to take your job away here, but sometimes I have to be a psychologist. I have to be a rabbi, priest, minister, drill sergeant, parent.
No, but you do have to be all of those things, and I agree with that. But, I mean, you said that you think this actually damages the individual. Do you? Because, see, I think our system is broke. I think to go let them sit in a jail cell, they're going to come out more criminal than they were when they went in.
I agree. Because I'm not saying that a person should go sit in jail. That's not what I'm saying, because we all know what happens to people who have to go to jail or to prison. The tactic that he used with the young boys who flattened the bus, that allowed them to be able to share an experience that was thoughtful, that was not humiliating. But having someone walk around town with a donkey that's basically saying that they're a jackass is saying something about them as an individual. We need to separate them from their behavior.
Well, those individuals put the Satan sign on a nativity scene.
That is absolutely correct. And what we end up doing is we end up making people their behavior. So what are we saying? Because they did something hurtful, it's okay for us to do something hurtful to them? Absolutely not.
The point is, we don't pamper these people. These people are in court because they're criminals.
That's absolutely correct. And the one thing that we need to look at is just because someone is a criminal, it doesn't mean that we need to treat them in a humiliating way. That in itself re-victimizes the person.
When I was in high school, and I was innocent, but I had a car that I don't think would do 60 miles an hour, but I got caught for a 60 and a 40, and the judge wouldn't let me pay my fine. He gave me a bucket of paint and a brush, and I had to paint every pole on every street sign in Fairway, Kansas. I had to go along there and paint the signs with that reflective silver.
Good for him.
And it was on a Saturday, and it was really cold. And my friends came by and they're honking, saying, "You missed a spot." all of that. So it was embarrassing, it was humiliating, but I did it. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.